How are you, Kegzel?
I'm fine.
Good. I'm just turning the volume up so I can hear you properly. How's the weather today in Hanoi, Kegzel?
Cloudy.
Cloudy today. Okay. All right. So I'm just waiting. So I've also good. Thanks for turning your camera on. Can you hear me clearly, Kegzel?
Yes, I can hear clearly.
Okay. You are a little bit quiet for some reason today.
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah. Also your voice is a little bit distorted. So
I can I to fix some audio.
sorry, Kegzel, it's a little bit hard to understand what you are saying. Hang on. I will get my headphones. I might be able to hear you more clearly. Hang on a moment.
Bong Ni, Sin Chao, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you turn your camera on, please? That's great. Kak Zung, nice to see you. So how are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, good. Oh, that's better, Kak Zung. I can hear you more clearly now. Fong Ni, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. So just before we start, I'm just waiting to see if Kian might join us too. So I will just give him a minute or so. First of all, do you have any questions about what I wrote about your essay? Fong Ni, do you have any question?
No.
Okay, so all my comments made sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. So before we start, actually, I will just go through your essay, Fong Ni. I will use it as an example to show Kak Zung what to do. Because Fong Ni, you had pretty much the right idea, both with part 1 and part 2. They were good. Just some small mistakes, but not too much to worry about. Kak Zung.
Yes.
Yeah, so of course you would have seen my comment that your essays are still too long.
Too long.
Too long. Yeah. So like I said, remember you don't get any extra marks for writing extra words. So for part 1, you want to write a maximum of 180. Okay, no more than 180, and same for part 2, about 270. And also remember, you don't have much time. If you are going to do both of these in 1 hour, you're not going to have the chance to write 300 words. Okay, so you have to be quick. All right, I won't wait for Kian anymore. First of all, we will just look, before we do the speaking test, just going to look at the essays here. Okay, Fong Ni, can you see your essay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you see it, Kak Zung?
Yes, I can
Okay,
see.
good. All right. So what I'm using this, so I'm just using this Kak Zung as an example for you. So even you can see Fong Ni has written over 200 words, which is, again, a little bit too long. Okay, shouldn't be any more than 180. but you can see, I just want to show you the structure, Kaksung, and how you don't have to write much, okay? So first of all, Kaksung, you can see, obviously, paraphrase, okay? Her overview, okay, only 2 sentences, okay? That's all you need. Only 2 sentences is fine, all right? 2 sentences, remember, all you need is just a quick summary of the main features. So just 2 sentences. Again, detail paragraph 1, all right? Only 2 or 3 sentences. 3 sentences. Does that make sense, Kaksung?
Yes.
Okay. And Phương Nhi.
Yes.
Okay, you can see how words like west and north don't need a capital letter, okay? All right, then the same Kaksung with detail paragraph 2, maybe just 3 sentences. So remember, you don't need to describe every change on the map, okay? Just summarize the main ones, all right? I think, Kaksung, this is why you are writing so many words, because you were saying, you know, first of all, there's a changing room on the west, then there's a sports shop, then there's a cafe, then there's a changing room on the east, then there are 2 dance studios. Okay, you don't need to write about everything. You can just summarize them into 3 sentences. So, for example, I could say there are two pools, obviously. So I could have just 1 sentence about the pools. In the new sports center, there will be 2 pools, a leisure pool and a 25-meter pool. Okay, that is the pools done. All right. The new leisure center will also have 2 dance studios, 2 changing rooms, a gym and a larger gym and a sports hall. Okay, that is my 2nd sentence. 3rd sentence, there will also be a larger entrance area, which includes a sports shop and a cafe. Okay? Answer done. That is all you need. All right? So I've summarized that into 3 sentences. All right. Now let's look at Phương Nhi's answer for writing task 2. So, Phương Nhi, if you want to get an 8, okay, if you want to improve, first thing I suggest here, okay, this is okay, but you should really, to make it better, if you want to get an 8, you put in your first main topic sentence and your second main topic sentence, okay?
Mm.
Does that make sense? Put them here.
Yes. I want to put the topic, but I don't know how to write the sentence not too long.
Let me tell you, Phương Nhi, very easy. You are just summarizing your sentence. So this is your first main topic sentence, okay?
Yes.
This is it. All right. So all you need to do is summarize that. So let me just look at this now for you. So you've got many local people already know their culture and they don't feel right, okay? So to summarize this, I would just say, and you don't even need to introduce it. You just say, many local people are familiar with their museums and have visited many times before.
Yes.
Does that make sense? I'm
Yes.
just summarizing what you said. Many local people are familiar with their local museums and have visited many times.
Yes.
All right, that is it. And then you can see how I've got here. This is your second topic sentence. Okay. One solution to this problem is for the government to, and you can see I've used the word here, promote which is a synonym for advertise. So one solution to this problem is for the government to make it cheaper for students to visit these sites. Does that make sense, Phương Nhi?
Yes.
Okay, so all I have done, I have just paraphrased, okay, what you have done here. Does that make sense, Phương Nhi?
Yes.
So all you're doing here is just writing a paraphrase of this sentence, okay, and this sentence. Sorry, not that one, this one. All
Yes.
right? And that should go here. All right. Your conclusion is fine. Again, your conclusion is basically a repeat of the introduction.
Yes.
All right. You're just repeating the same thing, but again, just paraphrasing it, showing that you know how to use different synonyms. So like I say, this will help you get an 8, Phương Nhi, if you can do this correctly. Khắc, Dũng, I just want to make sure you are familiar with the structure that I have suggested. Okay?
Yes.
Remember, very simple. So you need, this is one thing that is making your essay too long, is that you have too many sentences. Remember, you really only need 4 sentences in each paragraph. Okay? So your main topic sentence. All right, like she has done here. Okay, explanation, sentence number 1. All right, explanation sentence number 2. And example sentence. All right. So, Khắc, Dũng, that is all you need. All you need. 4 sentences is all you need for each of these paragraphs. Does that make sense? Does this help you?
Yes.
Okay. So before we finish this, Phương Nhi, Khắc, Dũng, do either of you have any questions about the writing?
No.
No? Phương Nhi? Okay, good. Okay, so for the rest of this lesson, we're going to do speaking. So what I will do is I will do the whole speaking test with both of you. I will ask you both the part 1 questions first, then the part 2 questions, then some part 3 questions. So just to summarize, Phương Nhi, I've done this with Khắc, Dũng before, but Phương Nhi, you remember how many sentences should your part 1 speaking answers be?
1 or 2 sentences.
2 or 3?
2 or 3.
2 or 3 is better. Okay, 2 or 3 sentences only. Okay, 1 sentence, maybe a little bit too short. Okay, better to have 2 sentences. Okay, any more than 3 sentences is too long. Okay, so here we go. Some part 1 questions. Remember, the part 1 questions are always about you, something to do with you. So you shouldn't have to think too hard about them. Part 1 questions are usually about your studies, very common, your home, okay? Tell me about your home, your hometown. Okay, here we go. All right, first of all, I will have 3 part 1 questions for you, Phương Nhi, then 3 part 1 questions for you, Khắc, Dũng. Phương Nhi, where is your hometown?
My hometown is in Nam Định province, but now I live in Hanoi. And Nam Định is really peaceful and beautiful, but I don't have much time to visit there.
Okay, good. Good. That is long enough for me. Good. That's great. So you told me where your hometown is. You now live in Hanoi, and you described a little bit about it. Great. Okay, Phương Nhi, how often do you visit your hometown?
I visit my hometown for twice in the year because I my schedule is really is full, and I'm really busy, so I don't have much time to visit
Good.
my
Good answer. That's fine. I don't have much time to visit. That's fine. Okay. I visit my hometown twice a year. I visit my hometown twice a year is the correct English. Okay. All right. One more question for you, Phương Nhi. What's the oldest part of your hometown? The oldest part.
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Okay. So just like Hanoi has an old quarter, okay, does your hometown have an old part?
If I'm not sure, what should I answer this question?
Exactly that. You say, okay, that's an interesting question. My hometown doesn't really have an old part.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think my hometown has been there for many years. All right. My parents were born there, and my grandparents were born there too.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so if they ask you a question like that where there is no obvious answer, you just say, that's an interesting question. Okay, remember, give yourself time to think. My hometown doesn't have an old part, but it has been there for many years.
Yeah.
My parents were born there, and my grandparents were born there too.
Yes.
Okay, so remember, as always, the IELTS test is a test of your communication, okay? Not a test of whether you have the right answer or not. Okay, you just have to make sure that you can answer in 2 or 3 sentences. You can think of an answer to any question. Okay, does that make sense, Phương Nhi?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Okay, all right. Khắc Dũng, actually, I should have done this with you, Phương Nhi. I should have done the whole introduction. I will do that now with you, Khắc Dũng. Hello, my name is Teacher Rick. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Nice to meet you. My name is Dũng.
Okay, Dũng. Welcome to the IELTS test. I'm going to ask you some questions now for part 1. Firstly, tell me, where do you live?
I'm living in Hanoi, the capital of my country, Vietnam. It's a big city with a lot of people and apartment with a lot of traffic.
Okay, with a lot of traffic and apartments. Okay. In your house, what is your favorite room?
My favorite room in my house is my own room. That is where I can do everything I like without without the look of other people.
Okay, without other people looking is how you say it. Without other people looking. Okay. How is your apartment or house decorated? How is it decorated?
My house is vintage, decorated with a lot of wood and wood furniture, and this look like old house in Hanoi.
Okay, so this is where you get to talk about decorated means what do you have inside your house? For example, do you have any pictures or photos or paintings on the wall?
Yes.
Okay, that's when you talk. Okay, this is when you talk about these. Okay. Are the rooms in your house a particular color? Or not? This is where, but maybe not, but this is where you get to talk about this.
Can you?
Okay.
Yes. Can you repeat the?
Yeah. Are the rooms in your house maybe a particular color? Okay. For example, I can see behind you, your bedroom wall is white. The wall of your room is white. Okay.
No. rooms in my house doesn't have particular colors. For example, my room has a white color, but my parent room is blue.
Okay,
Or
so these are all things you can say when I ask you, how is your house decorated? Okay, so you can say, we have many pictures on the wall. We have photographs of my family and relatives, and also some paintings that my mother likes. The insides of the house is not painted any particular color. My room is white. Okay, that sort of answer. All right, that is part 1. Now I'm going to give you some part 2 questions. Okay, you're both going to do this question. All right. Describe a time when you visited a friend or family member at their workplace. So, Phung Ni, I have told Khắc this before, but I just want to remind you, remember you don't have to answer all the bullet points, okay? And you don't have to answer it in this order, okay? Don't have to. As long as you are talking about this, okay, you can say whatever you like.
Yes.
Okay. And again, as I've said to Khắc, to answer these questions, it is easiest if you can think of some experience that you have had, maybe when you went to see someone in your family at their office, or you have a friend who maybe works in a cafe, for example. Okay. And then you talk about, describe what their workplace is like. For example, if you've got a friend who works in a cafe, okay, you might say, my best friend works for, what's the name of the ice cream shop, Phung Ni? Hui Mei, something like that.
Sorry,
What's the name of the ice cream shop in Hanoi? There are many of them. It's called something Shui. What's it called? I like their ice creams. I go there often.
I just only know one ice cream shop in the Gum Lake, Chang Tien, like it's the Vietnamese name.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of the one. There are many of them in Hanoi. It is a chain of ice cream shops. I can't think of the name. Squeeze something. Anyway, so you would say, my friend works at this ice cream shop. She has been working there for about 6 months. And although it is busy, she really enjoys it. The ice cream shop has many different flavors of ice cream. For example, there is vanilla, there is orange, there is passion fruit. My favorite is the vanilla. I really like the vanilla because I've been having it ever since I was a child. See what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not really following the bullet points. All I am doing is describing, okay, what the shop is like that my friend works in. And that is fine. That is fine. As long as you are talking and describing something and communicating, okay?
Yes.
All right. And if you can talk like this, it's often much easier to fill up the 2 minutes because, okay, you can just in your mind, you can see the ice cream shop, okay, and then you just think, well, what does the ice cream shop have? Are there many tables in it? Is it busy? Usually, what sort of ice creams do they have? How many people work there? Okay, all you need to do is have a picture of the shop in your mind and just talk about it. Does that make sense, Phung Ni?
Yes.
Okay, so that makes it very easy to fill up 2 minutes. Very easy. Okay. So, I will give you, so Phong Ni, I will give you 1 minute now from now, okay?
Yes.
All right. Please start. Khắc Dũng, you are lucky. You have more time. Okay, that's the end of your minute. Thank you, Phong Ni.
Yes.
Mi Shui. Mi Shui. That is the name of the ice cream shop.
Mixue is
Yes.
Mixue.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's ice cream and tea.
Yes. Yeah, that is the name of the ice cream shop I was trying to think of that I like. Yeah.
It's come from China, not Vietnam.
China. Is
Yeah.
it China, not
Yes.
Vietnamese? Okay. All right. So you have 2 minutes starting from now, Phong Ni.
In summer 5 years ago, my aunt took me to her office because in summer I didn't need to go to school, but I was too young to stay at home alone. So she took me to visit her office, and her office is owned by German. So in this company, it has many German has many German people, and I had a chance to speak English with them. And when I visit there, they organized an event, and people brought their food to the office, and they share with each other. But when I was a kid, I was a little bit noisy, so her boss is a little bit angry because she was a strict person. So her boss was scold at her like, why you bring your kid to the office, like something like that. And so that was the first time I visit someone workplace. But although me and my aunt were scolded by her boss, but I had the chance to to practice my English, and I can join their event.
Okay, 1 minute 50. So you still had 10 seconds to go. Okay, that was pretty good though, Phong Ni. Pretty good. It's very hard, I know, to try to judge how long 2 minutes is in your mind. But that's why we're practicing, so you can get a feel. You can feel how much time has gone past. Okay. So one good thing you did, Phong Ni, one thing that is very good is that you smiled when you were talking. That's great. Okay. It makes me, when looking at you, it makes me think you are confident. All right. And that you are happy to talk in English. Khắc Dũng,
I'm here.
did you hear what I said to Phong Ni?
Yes.
Yeah, about she smiled when she was talking, okay? It makes her look confident and relaxed, okay? and that gives the impression that she is very comfortable speaking English. All right, so that will help your score. All right, if you look like you are happy and relaxed and comfortable speaking English, okay, the examiner will think, oh, this person is very comfortable with communicating in English. Okay, so Phung Ni, just one thing to suggest to you to make your speech longer. For example, you talked about the food that you had at the workplace.
Yes.
Okay, talk a bit more about the food. Okay. All right, there were many things in your talk. Your talk was good. The subject was good, Phung Ni. All right, you can easily spend more time talking in a little bit more detail about some of the things you mentioned, such as the food.
Yes.
When we went there, we had some food. Even if you can't remember exactly, just make it up. Okay, we had food there. There was all sorts of delicious food, and I wasn't sure what to choose because there were so many nice things. But in the end, I tried banh mi because I really like banh mi.
Yes.
Okay, so straight away that has used up 10 seconds just talking about the food
Yes.
at the workplace. Okay, any questions for me, Phung Ni?
Thank you.
Okay, all right, your turn, Khắc Dũng. Are you ready?
I think yes.
Okay, 2 minutes starting from now.
I will talk now, or I can write.
Oh, you were supposed to talk now. Sorry, you were supposed to be preparing when I was listening to Phung Ni.
Yes, okay.
Have you prepared yet or not?
A little bit, but I think I can talk now.
Okay, all right, try. Whenever you're ready, Khắc Dũng, please start.
A time when I visited a family member is at their workplace is 2 weeks ago when I visited my grandfather's house. It was a time that I went to my grandfather to pay him a visit and had a lunch with him. His house is a old house in Hanoi with a lot of picture and figure from their old student because my grandfather was a teacher when he was young. During lunch, I told him that I felt a bit hesitant regarding children's major at university. But he replied me that I shouldn't be nervous and I should rest assured with my decision. After that, he shared me his own story from he was at my age that he decided to go to the police academy to train to become a policeman, but he found that it wasn't suitable for him, so he changed his major to become a teacher, and he said this is a right choice, and it changed his life. Um, after visiting my grandfather workplace, I felt more confident and certain about my choice at university.
Okay, 2 minutes, Khắc Dũng. Good. 2 minutes, exactly. All right, that's good, Khắc Dũng. Okay, that was fine. You talked for 2 minutes, told me the story about your choice at university, how your grandfather initially was going to be a policeman, but then he decided that wasn't for him, and so he decided to become a teacher. Good, I understood all that. Great. Okay, part 3 now for both of you. I will turn it off so you can't see the part 3 questions. Hang on, I will just look here myself. Okay, part 3 for you. Firstly, Phương Ni. Remember, by the way, sorry, before I start, Phương Ni, I will just explain a little bit. So remember, there's a structure to answering these questions. And the structure for these is basically you give your opinion, because these are all opinion questions. Okay, so you say what your opinion is, you give some reasons for your opinion, and you give an example. So the structure for part 3, as I'm sure you've probably noted, is very much like writing an essay. Same structure. All right, so you talk about the main topic, you give some explanations, and you try to give an example, if you can think of one. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so the answers to these questions should be about 7 or 8 sentences. Okay. Are you ready, Phương Ni? Phương Ni, are people in your country concerned about protecting the environment?
I think yes, because now we have a lot of like a lot of group to protect the environment. For example, like in the Ho Chi Minh City, they have a group called Saigon Xanh, and they will clean the lake when which is too dirty or too much rubbish in the lake.
Okay, that's fine. Khắc Dũng.
Yes.
Okay, going to ask you the same question. Are people in Vietnam concerned about protecting the environment?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, are people in Hanoi, in Vietnam rather, in Vietnam, are they worried about protecting the environment?
Yes, of course, people in my country are caring about protecting the environment. For example, there's a lot of project in Hanoi like environment protecting, like clean the street or yes or clean some river in Hanoi that continent. Yes.
Okay, so both of you, when you're talking about the environment, remember the environment just doesn't mean rubbish. It also means pollution of all sorts. For example, air pollution, okay, as well as things that are maybe rubbishes in the river, or maybe there is some rubbish in the streets, or maybe people are destroying too much of the jungle, of the forest. Okay, so there are many different things you could talk about. So for questions like this, again, just remember to, before you give your example, to try and just think of some more explanation sentences. So for example, for this question, the first one, are people in your country concerned about protecting the environment? You could answer, yes, in my opinion, most people in Vietnam are very worried about the environment. In Vietnam, the environment is very polluted. There is a lot of traffic in cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, so there's a lot of air pollution. Also, many people are not very good about throwing rubbish away. So in some parts of Vietnam, you will see a lot of rubbish, plastic rubbish, newspapers, general household rubbish, sometimes on the side of the road, because people have not thought where to put it. They just throw it on the road. For example, the last time I was in Ha Long Bay, I saw a lot of plastic bottles floating in the water. Okay? These days, there are many organizations who are worried about the environment, and they organize themselves to pick up the rubbish. Okay, there are also people buying more electric cars in Vietnam, so there will be less air pollution. Does that make sense, Phong Ni? Hello, Phong Ni?
Yes, I said.
Yes. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so you see, I talked in general about the environment to make my answer longer. Okay, I talked about the air pollution, the traffic, people maybe throwing rubbish on the roads. I talked about people throwing plastic into Ha Long Bay. Okay, then I talked about the groups who were doing something to help clean the environment. Okay, that's how you make your answer longer. Khắc Dũng, that makes sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, we'll try another question. Phong Ni, should the government be responsible for protecting the environment, or should individual people also be responsible?
In my opinion, I think both of them need to be responsible to protect environment. Like government talk to the resident to protect environment, like give them the measure to protect and individual follow this measure, and they do some work like not like do not throw rubbish in the street or in the lake, and
Okay, so for example, in the street where I live, okay, there is a couple of people who every day will go around and pick up the rubbish that other people have thrown away. This is a good example of individual people protecting the environment. But for bigger places like all of the city, I think it's up to the government to have rules about where people can put their rubbish, and maybe make it easier for people to buy electric cars, so there will be not so much air pollution. Does that make sense, Phong Ni?
yes.
That is the sort of answer you need to give, okay? So where possible, again, just talk about something from your personal experience, if you can. Okay, same question for you, Khắc Dũng. Do you think the government should be responsible for protecting the environment, or individuals should be helping as well? What is your opinion?
Can you? Yes, I cannot understand the question.
Okay, do you think the government should be responsible for protecting the environment, or should individual people be helping as well?
I think that both of them should be responsible for protecting the environment, because nowadays the environment in the world is not good, and both of them should protect the environment to make it better. For example, the government can pay money or do something to change the air pollution or the water pollution in the world, that individual people cannot do.
Okay, and what can, again, to make your answer longer, what can individual people do? Remember, I asked you about both. Okay, so so your answer could be, this is for both of you, your answer could be, yes, it is up to the government to maybe make things easier for people to get rid of their rubbish. Okay, maybe the government can have areas set aside where people can put their rubbish. Okay, and they can also make rules making it illegal for people to throw rubbish away. For individual people, they just need to be more responsible about where they throw their rubbish. Don't throw the rubbish in the street, you know, out of your car window, okay, or out of your house. Don't throw your rubbish in the street. Look for somewhere to put it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so Phong Ni, one more for you. Phong Ni, do you think young people should be educated at school about how to protect the environment?
I think absolutely yes, because now some of children they didn't educate by their parents about the environment, so they don't know how to protect environment. So when they are young, they need to learn about environment, so can they can know how to protect the environment. For example, in my secondary school, uh, some expert of environment came to my school and they talked to us about the environment. So it was a exciting lesson.
Okay, so remember to finish your sentences, Phong Ni, by going down at the end. So it sounds like you have finished.
Yes.
Okay, if you finish with an upward tone, it makes it sound like you have stopped halfway through because you can't think of anything else to say. Okay, so just to paraphrase what you said at the end, you said something like, for example, an expert came to my secondary school to talk about how to protect the environment, and it was a really exciting lesson.
Yes.
Okay, just like that. Okay, so it sounds like I have finished my talk. Not that I've suddenly run out of things to say. Okay, same question for you, Khắc. Should young people be taught at school how to protect the environment?
I think young people should be educated in school about how to protect the environment because it can build for them a habit that protecting the environment is very important, and it can make it can make the environment in their city, in their life be better. They should be teach about how to recycle and how to put the rubbish in right position. For example, there is a lot of school that invites environment expert to their school to teach their students how to protect the environment better.
Okay, that's good, Khắc. Okay, that was good. You had all the parts of your question correct. Very good. Okay. All right, what we're going to do, you've all done the test once, going to do it one more time, all right, with different questions. Okay, Phong Ni, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so starting from the beginning again, Phong Ni, this is part one. So again, I will start by introducing myself. Okay. Hello, my name is Teacher Rick. I'm here to be your examiner in the IELTS test today. Very nice to meet you. What is your name?
My name is Phương Nhi. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, Phong Ni, I have some part one questions for you. Firstly, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is pho, which is traditional food in Vietnam. It's really famous, and parents really like it too.
Have you always liked that food?
Yes, I can eat it for breakfast every morning, and I eat it for breakfast every morning, and I can eat it for whole month.
Okay, good. That's better. Yeah, I eat it for breakfast every morning, and I eat it for a whole month. You could also say, what is your favorite type of fur?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Remember, 2 or 3 sentences. One more question. Do you have a healthy diet, do you think?
Yes, now I'm in the diet because I want to lose weight, so I follow the healthy diet seriously. So I think I can lose weight soon.
Okay, good. And you could give 4 examples. You could. For example, I don't eat much junk food.
Yes.
Okay, just again, just one simple sentence like that. Okay, good. All right, same questions for you, Khắc Dũng.
Yes.
All right. Okay, here we go. Part 1 questions. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is noodle. I like this food because it is delicious and it is easy and fast to make, and I can prepare it whenever I want.
Have you always liked noodle?
Can you repeat the question? I cannot
Yes.
see.
Have you always liked noodle?
Uh, I think no. Because sometimes I need to try other food, and noodle is not my best choice whenever. But noodle still delicious and favorite food with me.
Do you think that you have a healthy diet?
I think I am not having a healthy diet because I am very comfortable with my diet, that I eat everything I want, and I sleep too late.
Okay. All right. They're the part 1 questions. They were fine. Okay. Good length. Good length. All right. Part 2. This time I'll share this with you, Khắc Dũng. So this time, Khắc Dũng, you are going to go first. Okay.
Yes.
This is the question. Phương Ni, while he is doing his talk, you can do your preparation. Okay. All right, Khắc Dũng, you have 1 minute to prepare for this topic, starting now. 1 minute. Okay, Khắc Dũng, that's the end of your 1 minute. So you have 2 minutes to give me your talk, starting from now, please.
The time that I started using a new technology is when I study at my secondary school, and I need to do my homework. Just need a laptop, and I started to use my mother old laptop. I need to use this laptop because I have a lot of homework and in class that I need to do, like edit on Canva or using Word and PowerPoint. Moreover, I need to use this for playing games and chatting with my friend when in my free time. This is very useful for me because with this laptop, I did a lot of work and get a good mark at class. But I find it annoying because this is an old laptop, so it sometimes turns up by itself when I'm using to write my essay for assignment at school. When that happens, I might lose all the progress that I have made on the essay, like a fight or some assignment. But even when it crashes, I need to save. I need to use the automatically save onward to save my progress in my homework. But however,
Okay, that's 2 minutes, Khắc. That's 2 minutes. All right. So with this, remember to make it longer. You talked, for example, you just mentioned you use your laptop for games. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Tell me about one of the games that you play, for example.
Like CS, GO.
Yeah. Okay. And then tell me a little bit about what that game is about. You can easily use up 20, 30 seconds. Just talk about that game. Okay.
Yeah, but I was stuck at somewhere in my talk.
Yeah, you got stuck at the end there because you were
Yes.
yeah. And so this is a way to help you not be stuck. Okay. Again, you just need
Yes,
to give a
how can I
longer
say?
example about something. You know, at the end, you were talking about, you know, you don't want to lose your work. You need to save it. Okay. All right. You can give an example then. Again, always thinking of examples. Okay. For example, if I had spent 2 hours working on an essay and then I didn't save it, I would be so frustrated and so angry that I had just wasted 2 hours of my life. And to know that I then have to start writing again. So that is a good lesson for me to never not save my work. Okay.
Yes.
So just give an example about how you would feel about something, or give an example in this case of a game that you use your laptop for. All right.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Fong Ni, you've had plenty of time to get ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Fong Ni, you have 2 minutes starting from now.
Yes. 3 years ago, when the COVID-19 is really was really bad problem, and everything was locked down, and the student couldn't go to school, so we need to study online by Zoom. So my dad decided to buy for me a laptop to help me learn online better, and laptop can help me a lot of things, like I can study, do my homework, or do any tasks for my project, and I can use laptop for entertainment, like watch the movie, play a game. For example, I watched the Sweet Tooth on Netflix, and it's what was really a good movie. And if you have free time, I think you can watch this film, because it was really good for me. And my laptop has a lot of gigabytes, so they can storage a lot of my photo, and I can um, edit my photo and my video on my laptop. And I think laptop is really convenient, and it is light, so I can bring my laptop to anywhere. Like for example, I can bring it with me in my holiday because uh, like I need to do something in my laptop, but I'm not I'm not at home, so I can bring my laptop to anywhere.
Okay, so that was a little bit longer. That was 1 minute and 52, Phương Nhi.
Yes.
Okay, so again, not bad. So there were two chances. You did give an example, okay, but there were two things that you could easily have talked a bit more about, Phương Nhi. First one is Sweet Tooth. Okay, you talked about Sweet Tooth, the movie.
Yes.
Okay, and you said that you enjoyed it and you recommend it. You can spend at least 15, 20 seconds. Tell me what Sweet Tooth is about.
Yes.
Okay. One thing I use my laptop for, I watched the movie Sweet Tooth, which I really enjoyed and really recommended. Sweet Tooth is a movie about, what is it about? It's about a boy who is it in the future?
This is a boy who is he is a hybrid, the human and the wait, I don't.
Right, that's right. He's like a human and a deer, isn't
Yes,
he? Like a deer, yes. Yeah. Okay, so you can see easily spend 20 seconds just talking about Sweet Tooth. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So not just thinking of things, oh, I use my laptop for this and I use it for this. Try to just give, when you talk about I use it for watching movies, talk about the movie. Is
Yes.
fine. Otherwise, all you are doing is you're just giving a list of things you use it for. And after a while, of course, you will run out of that list.
Yes.
Okay. So just pick one or two things on the list and talk in a bit more detail about them. For example, you also mentioned you use it to edit photos and video.
Yes.
What was a photo or a video that you edited?
Yes.
Okay. So as I say, don't just think about, oh, I have to give a list of the 5 things I use my laptop for. You can do that, but also talk in more detail about some of the things on that list. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then it is very easy to fill up the 2 minutes. Very easy. Khắc, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. So now part 3 questions for you both. Okay. And then we will finish. So let me see. I will start off with you, Khắc, since you've been waiting the longest. All right. We've been talking a little bit about technology, Khắc. What do you think, Khắc, have been the most important technology developments in the last few years?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. What do you think have been the most important technology developments or inventions in the last few years?
I think the technology invention in the last few years are play an important roles in nowadays. Like a lot of new device like iPhones or iPad now is the best technology that can help help people do almost of their work and their entertainment on device.
And again, for example, okay?
Yes, for example.
Yeah, give me an example, Kekson.
For example, there is a lot of tasks that new device can do, but old device that cannot do, like play newest game or edit on Photoshop in the laptop.
Okay, good. That's better. Okay, so remember, you're usually trying to think of an example. Good. Phương Nhi.
Yes.
Okay, Phương Nhi. So we've had a lot of technological change in society in the last few years. New cell phones, better cell phones. Now we have AI, of course. Do you think these developments have made society better or worse?
In my opinion, I think AI has a both side negative and positive. Like positive, they really smart and they can help us a lot of things like research the information, do anything for our requirements. But some people think that AI can replace people, like people like artists. They can, if artists want to draw some art, they need to do this with a lot of time. But for AI, they don't need much time to finish drawing.
Okay, good. All right, Khắc, your turn. Do you think, Khắc, that some people in your country look back more happily at a time before there was new technology, like cell phones and AI? Do you think some people prefer like it was back in the old days?
Yes, in my country, a lot of people in parent age like to talk about the past when they was kids with their children at home. That is beautiful memories when they didn't have technology like laptop or phone like now, and they usually play some games, real game with their childhood friends, and they think that technology today a little bit affect with their children. For example, in the past, when children doesn't have technology, they just play some simple game with balls or toys with their friends, and this is better than nowadays that they always using laptop and phones to watching YouTube.
Okay, very good answer, Khắc. Best answer you have done this morning. Okay, very good, very complete. Okay, excellent. All right, and last question, same one for you, Phương Nhi. Same question. These days, as we've just discussed, we have a lot of new technology. There are always new iPhones coming out, and now we have AI. Do you think some people think back to the old days and they think that was better than before all this new technology was invented?
I think for me, like I think not many people think that, because technology help us a lot of things. Now they can do for research, for entertainment. So like it's really helpful. So I don't think people think like the day before was better than now.
For example,
like my dad said to me that now we have a lot of technology device, so we can it help us for study. But when my dad was a child, he didn't have anything to research, and it's really difficult for him to learn English.
Okay, really difficult to learn English. Okay, yes. Remember to pronounce it like that.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that is the main thing. So that was good, Phương Nhi. Good answer. So just remember, please, if you can think of an example, please give one. Okay, yeah. Makes your answer more complete. Okay, more coherent, more fluent. Okay, the example you gave was good, Phương Nhi. Okay, just remember to do that.
Yes.
Okay, and remember to finish your sentences going down.
Yes.
Okay, my dad remembers when, you know, before they had all this technology, it was really hard for him to learn English. Okay, it sounds like my answer is finished when I pronounce it like that. Does that make sense, Phương Nhi?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that is the end of the lesson for today for both of you. This is the last chance we will have to do this practice. I'm going to back to Thailand next week, Phương Nhi.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will be traveling around, so I won't get the chance to do this during the week again. We will still do the lessons on Sunday, of course, but I
Yes.
won't be able to do it during the week because I will be visiting many different places. So before I go then, do you have any question for me about the speaking?
No.
Phương Nhi? Okay. Khắc, any question for me about the speaking test?
No.
Okay. So I have one last suggestion for you. When, of course, you go for the speaking test, I know you will be a bit anxious and nervous. Of course, that is natural. Okay. One thing maybe that can help you, this is a suggestion, is to think of the examiner as a new friend, okay, that you have just met. And they are just asking you questions because they want to get to know you better. Okay, so don't look at them like they are someone who was trying to trick you or trap you, okay, or make things difficult for you. They are not, okay? They are just, try to treat them just like they are a friend you have just met, and they are asking you questions about yourself, like, what's your favorite food? Okay, have you always liked this food? Okay, do you like to eat a lot of food? Tell me about your apartment. Okay, what is your favorite room in your apartment? And give them answers just like you would if you were talking to a new friend. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the picture to have it in your mind, which I hope will help you relax a little bit. So like I say, just treat their questions like it is a new friend asking you these things and asking you your opinion about things. For example, Khắc, what is your favorite piece of technology?
My favorite of technology is that's laptop. That's
Yeah, that is the question a friend might ask you. Phương Nhi,
Yes.
I have a Samsung phone because I like Samsung better than Apple. What about you?
I like Apple. Now I use iPhone.
Because
Because like I feel it's familiar for me. Like I use it for a long time, so it's easy for me to use.
Okay, good. So remember, I'm asking you these questions now like I am your friend, okay? So that's how you're going to answer to me. One more example. Khắc,
yes.
Khắc, I really like, one of my favorite games on my laptop is Flight Simulator. What about you? What's your favorite game?
My favorite game on laptop is Valorant. That is a FPS game with a lot of character and guns. This famous game in the world, and I have played this when I was a kid.
Great. Phương Nhi.
Yes.
Phương Nhi, when I go to the movies, I like to watch movies that make me laugh. What is your favorite type of movie?
Yes, I really like the movie makes me laugh too. I like the animation like Minion. They was very funny. So when I went to the cinema to watch this movie, I laugh a lot.
Great. Now, I hope you both noticed then, when you were talking to me then as a friend, your voices changed from what you were doing before when you were answering the exam questions. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Your voices, your reaction was a lot different. That is the way to answer these questions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Just like you are talking to me as a friend. You don't need to be serious when you are talking to the examiner. Okay? Answer the questions just like you did to me then. When I asked you about your movie, Phương Ni, okay, Khắc Dũng, when I asked you about your favorite computer game. Okay? Both of you talked to me very naturally then. Okay? Which was great, which was perfect. All right? So that is the sort of thing you need to keep in your mind when you are doing the speaking test. Does that make sense? Khắc Dũng, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Phương Ni, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so remember, talk to the examiner like he is a friend asking you just questions. Okay? And easy as that. And you will find it is easier to talk. I hope. Okay, nice to see both of you. All right, time for your lunch. Okay. Are you having noodles for lunch, Khắc Dũng?
I think no.
No,
Maybe
no noodles today.
Rice. Yes.
Are you having pho for lunch, Phương Ni?
No, I eat rice lunch.
Right. Okay. All right. Nice to see you both, and I will see you both again on Sunday.
Goodbye, teacher.
Okay.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, Phương Ni. Bye, Khắc Dũng. Bye.